What's going on, guys? I am back for another video, and today I am going to be teaching you how to make a very cool and simple banner for YouTube. And now this one is the one I currently use right now. I love it. Props out to the YouTube. There is a video on how to do this, I know there is. But I just want to feel a part of it, you know. This is just sick, and I really want to express how I made this. So I am going to be starting from the very beginning, and we are going to be remaking something very similar to this. So let's get started. Alright, so what you've got to do is find a YouTube banner template. This type of style one would be absolutely brilliant. So what I've got here is I've got two black bars here and this cut out transparent part right here. This is the part you will be able to see on your banner. These blue lines right here, the first ones, these ones right here, are what your mobile phones can see, and iPods and something really small. So what you want to try and do is fit everything in this in between the first blue lines. Here is, like, I think it's smaller laptops or iPads, so you can see up to here, and here is high-end, like, bigger computers. So everything you want to have writing-wise, fit it all in this first little area right here. So now you've got your little template, find an awesome picture. Now, I believe, I did find one. I believe I didn't download it. This is something like you want to download right here, and it's got the blue lines right there, and it's very easy to follow. Alright, so I have this image here of a map from Overwatch. I forgot what it's called. Let me know down below. I love Overwatch, so I'm going to chuck this in here. Now, as you can see, you can see the lines, so it's kind of perfect how it is. But what you want to do is drag the picture below that, so you've got that, and that's what you can actually see. Little tips: make sure your background is 1080p. It is high definition, so it looks very clear, and make sure you like the picture. So once you're settled with the picture, just drag it to a spot that you like, because you've got all of this room. Just make sure you have this whole area filled up. So right now I'm just gonna put it right there. Right there's fine. So now it is in that position. Now what you have to do, you don't have to do this, but I think it looks really cool, is add a little bit of shadowing. So go to your paint tool, wherever it is. It's right here. Go to brush tool. Make this quite a fair decent amount bigger, and make it black. Make sure the hardness is all the way down. So make it black, and then all you have to do is kind of just make a little shadow right here. It doesn't really matter how bad it looks or how good it looks or how uneven it looks, because you'll see what we'll do in a second. So only the bottom and the sides. So right there I've got a cool little shadow. Actually, make sure you do this on another level. Alright, I forgot to mention, before you start doing this magic, the shading on the sides, click down here to this little paper thing and make it into a different layer, and then you can start drawing. But I've got to backtrack that right now. So make a new layer, make sure it's on brush, whatever size you want, just a decent big size. Make sure it's the hardens all the way down, and then you can start doing your shadows. Now this doesn't have to be the most prettiest thing in the whole entire world, just make sure it's somewhat even. Once you're happy with how it looks right there, it won't look the best right now because it's not going to say that. Go right click on your shadow and go to blending options. The first thing here is opacity, and you can change that down to about 35 maybe. What about 40? No, we'll go about 35. Now, that looks cool. We've got a nice little shadow to it, and it's not bad looking. So what you can do now, instead of it looking all happy and stuff, if you kind of want it looking meaner looking, like more beefy looking, go right click on your background, go to blending options, go to color overlay, and have a really darkish color. Yeah, just have a darkish color and change the opacity to about 5, and now the background is a nice dark looking background, and you can really tell that it's nothing really bright and pink, so it will not like make your channel look really girly, unless if you are a girl, maybe you like it really bright. Next off, add a new layer. I don't know why this is called layer 11. There's not 11 layers here. 10 out of 10. Go to your text tool over here and just make a square. I am using this font right here. If you want, you can just copy and paste what that says right there and go over to thefont.com or some sort of font website and download this. It's a very nice looking font. So for your writing, change the size up by go to these two little T's and it will come up with this arrows facing either way. You can drag them up and down and it will change the size of this. Now my channel is, oh, I don't know why it's on that. Who cares? My channel is called ET Warfare. Apparently I can't spell. Once you have your channel name down, it doesn't even need to be your channel name. It can be whatever you want it to be. So there you go. You can make the size of it a little bit bigger. Maybe a little bit smaller than that. Alright, so I'll say that that's a pretty good size. I'll make it the slightest bit smaller than it is now. Alright, so that's a good size. Now, if you want to center it, Control A, this one right here, and this one right here. That one's supposed to make it in the middle. Just keep it centered. Alright. Recenter it yourself, I guess. So you'll have these lines everywhere. This is centered, but I'm going to move it to the left a little bit more. So that is fine. And if you've still got the little lines around the edge, click Control D and it will get rid of them lines. Control T is to move it around, like size and stuff. And then you hold Shift and drag it so it's not like that. So now, instead of using Shift, hold Control and move it in a little bit like that. So now you have a very cool slanted style like that. Now here's where things get the slightest bit confusing. So make sure you follow everything I do. Create a new layer. What you want to do is go to this shape tool and go to the rectangle tool. Hold down your mouse and make something like this. Just make a shape that covers up your whole wording. Make sure it's very even and looks correct to how you want it. And then make it white. I'm going to drag mine out a little bit because actually all of you drag yours out a little bit. So make it a little bit longer, if that makes any sense. After you have got your rectangle that's covering your words, click on your text file down here and then go to this tool over here. What's it called? I don't know what it's called. It's called Quick Selection Tool up here, and highlight this whole box. I don't know, you can highlight the whole thing as long as it comes out looking like this. Until it comes out looking like that. So all you have to do is just cover this, just draw over this little square, and you should have outline of your wording behind. Now what you want to do here is click on your rectangle after you have this and click on delete. Oh, don't click on delete. Right click on your rectangle and click on rasterize layer, and then click on delete. From there you can go to your text and you can click on Control D. That will deselect it, and then you can delete your text file. Now you have a very nice wording here. It looks awesome. I have left a little bit of a hangover here because you'll see what I'm about to do now. Drag it. Oh, that's the background apparently. Drag your rectangle with your word in it over just a small bit. Doesn't have to be a lot. And then get your logo. If you guys don't have a logo, I will be making a tutorial on how to make a logo. But I'm going to be using this one. I kind of use it for a lot. I don't know why. I need to make a new one. And then all you have to do is drag it over here and resize it so it's the same size as this square roughly. I'm going to make it a slight bit bigger because of how my logo is a circle, which is extremely annoying, but we'll deal with it. So move it in this circle the slightest bit until you think that it will come out looking very nice. Oh wow. Alright, so I've got my logo right there, and you might think, well, dude, this looks kind of ugly. Go to that same tool that you used to delete your writing and outline your logo. Now it will have this line over here. All you have to do right now is go to select, go to modify, expand, and expand it by about 10, and then go to your rectangle again. Make sure make sure the rasterize layer is turned on, and then click on delete. From there you can click on deselect. If yours is like this, I recommend just getting rid of some of it, or make sure it's a little bit more centerized. Alright, now it's looking something like this. This is really cool. Before you go any further, shift click on your rectangle and your logo and merge the layers together. So now you have one layer and you can move these together freely. Only do that once you think you have this all perfect and you're not going to change anything else. Now it kind of looks a little bit blocky, so we're kind of going to angle this off a little bit. So click on this little polygon looking thing. That's exactly what it's called, polygon lasso tool. And what this does is it just cuts out the shape that you highlight in a straight line. So that was terrible. So line out that right there, and then you can kind of just shape it together. That is actually very bad. You can actually bring that out. That is actually, yeah. We're getting off topic. This is terrible. Okay, so what you guys want to do now is kind of sharpen this area off. So click on this polygon lasso tool, whatever the hell it's called, and pretty much just draw a line following your text line pretty much. And you can just connect these together and then click delete. Now Control D, and then you've got a very sharp edge looking logo. Now you can finish this off right here and chuck this in the middle, and there you go, banner, woohoo. or you can drag it to the side and add some stuff to it. So as a little test right here, I've added my Steam, and then I've wrote add me and then my Steam name. You can put your Facebook page up here, you can put Twitter, Snapchat, you can make it this whole row down with all your little links and little profile pictures of them links. So right here I got Steam, add me, XFR. So if you guys want to add me right there, that's my link. But you can add Twitter or something, as I do in my banner that I use right now. Next off, you want to add a new text file and then draw underneath here. What you can type in here is up to you. You can write your link, but right now I'm just going to write welcome to my channel dash, I don't know, I do Call of Duty dash, I do Grand Theft Auto 5, I guess, and then there you go. Move it a little bit closer to that. If you want, you can make it the slightest bit bigger, and then you can add an angle to that as well. So now what I'm left with is something that looks like this. This looks really cool, but we are not quite done, surprisingly. What you guys want to do is go to all of your little file things, not your first three. Your first three should be your picture, your shadow, and your background. So what you want to do is go to blending options, or double click on this icon and make a drop shadow. So we can change the angle of this drop shadow and the opacity of this drop shadow, just to make it look really nice. You can copy these if you like how mine turns out. So I'm going to go and do the same to all of them. Once you set your drop shadow to one of them, it will be the same for all of them, so you just have to tick drop shadow next, and that's it. So now I'm just going to drop click, that doesn't make any sense. Click on drop shadow on all of these. So now I have a really nice drop shadow, and it fades in and it looks very well, and there you go. That is a cool looking banner. If you guys want it a little bit darker, just add a black background to this instead of a blue one or any dark color. So if I just go to black and then make it slightest bit higher, then I'm left with something darker. Same with your logo right in the middle. If you want it darker, just add a color overlay and just make it black, and then lower the opacity to what you want. But there you go. There's a really simple tutorial on how to make a banner. It doesn't need a YouTube logo, so even if you don't have one of them, you can just make it plain without this. But I will be making a tutorial on how to make a cool logo, similar to this one, similar to these ones, just pretty much simple things like these as I have right here. They're just cool little logos that I have and things that I have made, but I will be making a tutorial on how to make a basic profile picture for YouTube as well, so then you can then add this to right here where I have my logo. So if you guys have enjoyed this video and you guys are using this, give it a like, make sure you subscribe. I really want to try and hit 300 or 400, maybe even 500 by the end of this year. Coming up close to 30,000 views on my channel, so thank you guys so much. Make sure you leave a like, make sure you subscribe as I said before, and I will see you in my next video. Peace guys.